No one can fully love another until they have learned to love themselves. Erich Fromm. Love is not a reward. It's not something you earn, beg for, or endure pain to receive. Love either comes freely, or it isn't love at all. This is not an attack on relationships, and certainly not on emotional closeness. This is a message to anyone who has ever shrunk themselves, silenced their needs, or been who they are, just to be noticed, just to feel loved. If you find yourself begging for love, it's not love you're looking for. You're searching for rescue, but no one on this earth can save you if you stop believing that you matter without them. In this video, we'll reflect on 8 powerful quotes from thinkers, philosophers, and psychologists who understood the depth of the human soul and what love truly means. Each one will help you see why real love doesn't begin with another person. It begins with you. 1. There is no love without self-love. No one can fully love another until they've learned to love themselves. Erich Fromm was a German philosopher and psychoanalyst, best known for his book The Art of Loving, where he described love not as a passive feeling, but as an active force. Fromm reminds us that unless you build a relationship with yourself, one rooted in respect, care, and honesty, you can't genuinely love someone else. Without self-love, you start using relationships to feel validated, to feel important, accepted, worthy. But that's a trap. The more you search for love on the outside, the more hollow you feel on the inside. If you believe self-love is the foundation of everything, leave the word worth in the comments. Because the one who knows their worth never begs for crumbs. 2. Without respect for yourself, others won't respect you either. Respect for oneself is the beginning of all true love. Friedrich Nietzsche was a German philosopher who spent his life exploring themes of strength, will, and truth without illusions. People often say they want to be loved, yet they're unwilling to stand up for themselves. They compromise, tolerate too much, shape-shift, and call it love. But Nietzsche tells us the truth. Love without self-respect is self-betrayal. Self-respect is the boundary that tells others how to treat you. Without it, you become easy to dismiss, and you'll keep losing yourself until you finally say, enough. 3. If you have to ask for love, it's not love. Love that is not free is just another form of manipulation. Carl Gustav Jung. Carl Jung was a Swiss psychologist and the founder of analytical psychology. He studied the deep structures of the psyche, archetypes, and the hidden sides of human relationships. Jung understood that a relationship can look like love, but be something very different. It can be a game of control, subconscious manipulation, emotional blackmail. If you constantly feel like you have to prove your worth in a relationship, you're not in love, you're under control. And the only way out of control is to start seeing the truth. 4. You don't want love, you want approval. And that's not the same. You don't want to be loved, you want to be approved of. And that's not love. Jacques Lacan was a French psychoanalyst who devoted his life to studying how identity, language, and the human desire for acceptance are deeply connected. Many of us don't really seek love, we seek approval. We want to feel good enough, so we try to please, to win affection, to get others to validate us, and we call it love. But love is not approval. Love doesn't train you to be obedient. Real love doesn't tame, reshape, or break you. It gives you space to be exactly who you are, without the fear of losing your value. If you understand the difference between love and the need for validation, leave the word truth in the comments. Because truth without love can hurt, but love without truth is a lie. 5. If you can't be alone, you'll settle for anything. If you don't have the courage to be alone, you'll end up in a shaky relationship where you beg for scraps of love. Rollo May was an American psychologist who specialized in existential therapy and focused on the human search for meaning, inner strength, and freedom. The fear of being alone often drives people into relationships that don't nourish them, but slowly drain them. If you don't have a solid connection with yourself, love becomes a survival tactic, a safety net, and the more afraid you are to be alone, the more you'll tolerate what you never should have. May reminds us, solitude is not your enemy. It's the place where you grow, where your inner voice gets louder, where you realize that being alone is still far better than being with someone. Who makes you feel lonely? Only the one who learns to be at peace in solitude won't confuse love with an escape from themselves. 6. When you lack self-worth, love becomes an addiction. Unhealthy desire for love is born where self-worth is missing. Nathaniel Branden was a Canadian psychologist and pioneer in the study of self-esteem. His work emphasized that self-respect is the key to all healthy relationships. Branden knew that behind most toxic love stories is one silent problem: a lack of inner value. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't value who you are, then love becomes a kind of drug. You crave it, chase it, and panic when it slips away. But love is not rehab, and a relationship is not a hospital. When you use love to fix yourself, you don't build a partnership, you build a dependency. And it's a hard one to escape from without pain. 7. Love is a decision, not a demand. Love is a decision. It's not something you beg for, it's something someone gives you freely. Victor Frankl was an Austrian neurologist, psychiatrist, and Holocaust survivor. As the founder of logotherapy, he believed that even in the darkest circumstances, life has meaning, and we always have the freedom to choose our response. Frankl knew better than most that even when everything around you is stripped away, your inner freedom remains. And this is true in love as well. Love that is not freely given isn't love, it's pressure. If you have to ask for love, remind someone to love you, or prove you deserve it, then what you're fighting for isn't connection, it's survival. Real love doesn't need to be forced, because when it's real, no one needs convincing. 8. Being loved for who you're not is lonelier than being alone. To be loved for who you are not is the greatest form of loneliness. Søren Kierkegaard was a Danish philosopher and the father of existentialism. His work explored personal truth, self-awareness, and the profound solitude of the human condition. Kierkegaard captures a hidden kind of pain, the pain of being in a relationship and still feeling invisible, of playing a role, wearing a mask, shaping yourself to please, until there's none of you left. There's nothing lonelier than being loved for a version of yourself that isn't real. Because when love is built on performance, you don't feel seen, you don't feel known, and eventually, you don't even feel alive. True love sees you, and it doesn't fall for the mask, it falls for you. If you have to beg for love, it was never yours. And if you have to betray yourself just to be loved, then what you have isn't love, it's dependence. Today, you've heard 8 quotes from some of the greatest minds in psychology and philosophy, people who understood the human soul and all its longing. And every one of them reminds you, your worth is not measured by who accepts you. It's measured by what you're willing to walk away from, so you can stay loyal to yourself. If this video gave you something to think about, drop the word dignity in the comments. Because dignity is not arrogance. It's the quiet shield that protects you from what hurts. Share this video with someone who forgot that love shouldn't be pain. Like it if it resonated with you. And if you want more videos that don't flatter, but awaken, subscribe now.